G'day everyone, Buck up in a hot steamy far north Queensland. Summer sucks up here, let me tell you. That's why I'm out in the backyard doing another clip. Now listen, this is probably my third clip on Starlink Mini. A lot of interest out there about this little great bit of kit. I'll put the link to my other two in there, setting it up and all that type of stuff. I went out camping the other day with Roz. I had the old Generation 2 and the cable on that was a lot thicker and it was a lot easier to manage. It didn't tangle up in that. And the other day I was out camping down at Caravan Beach with Roz, put the Starlink Mini out, and the little thin cable, it tangles up, it gets twisted, it's like a bloody fishing line. Has anyone out there with a Starlink Mini experienced that? And it was just annoying. You know, you try and set it up and it gets twists and everything in it, and I thought there's got to be a way to deal with this, because it was doing my head in. As I said, I hate things getting twisted and all that type of stuff. The other problem I had, and I've read some posts and that about Starlink Minis getting run over. Now they're only small, and I know that some of the Generation 2 and 3 minis, Starlinks, they got run over as well. In a caravan park, camping grounds, all that type of stuff. There's cars going around everywhere. Some people drive around and may not see your Starlink can run over it. And I had that the other day. I was worried about someone reversing or running over my Starlink, because sometimes you gotta move it away from your caravan to get a view of the southern sky. Okay, here in Australia, you got to point it due south basically to get good comms with it. So I sat there over a couple of beers, I might add. It was bloody hot, and I thought there's got to be a way to deal with this cable twisting and getting tangled up all the time like a fishing line. And I thought, righto, you want to act like a fishing line, I'm going to treat you like one. So what have I done? I got back to the shed, and anyone who follows my channel knows that I cannot catch a fish, everyone. So I thought I might as well get rid of my fishing lines and use the reels for another reason. And the other thing I want to show you too is just how I carry the Starlink Mini in the caravan or in the BT50 if I need to. I can take it in the BT50. And the good thing about the Mini is it comes with a pole mount, and that was the other problem that I solved, is how am I going to get it off the ground, and you'll see that soon. Now listen, these King's bags, I'm not here to plug King's, and there's probably other companies out there. I know Crazy Dog does great clear top bags as well, but I went to King's the other day and got one of their large clear top bags here, which I keep the actual Starlink Mini in. So I'll show you what I keep in this bag. And they also got some round ones. They're like a clear top camp oven bag for a small camp oven. So what I've done, as you know, I went out and bought a 12 volt. You can also run the Starlink Mini off 12 volts, everyone. So I've got my 240 volt set up here. I've got my 12 volt set up here. The first one of these I bought from JB Hi-Fi, it broke, the end come out. So anyway, I've got a brand new one there, still in the box. And basically you need 100 watts. A USB-C with 100 watts to run your Starlink Mini, okay? So a maximum of 100 watts. That's not going to come undone. So JB Hi-Fi sent me another one. It took a while to get here. And basically, it's a cigarette lighter adapter, and it's got a USB-A in there, a 30 watt USB-A, a 35 watt USB-C, and 140 watt USB-C, which is what you want to run the Starlink Mini. So that goes in your 10 amp cigarette connector there, and you've got a USB-A and two USB-Cs in the starter there. What's this brand? Is this from JB Hi-Fi? A Logic, A-L-O-G-I-C. They're not cheap. They're about $100 from memory. Quite solid. The faceplate came off mine, so if it does it to this one, I'll have to araldite it on so it doesn't come off again, or super glue it on. But that's got the 140 watt USB-C, so when I run the Starlink Mini off 12 volts, I'll plug it into the top one there using the cable. which you can now get on the Starlink site apparently. I got mine from another website, I can't remember what it was now. There's your charging cable that comes with that. So, once again, as I said, the cables that come with the Starlink Mini are thin. They're like a big thick fishing line and they tangle up. So what have I done? As I said, you want to act like a fishing line, I'll treat you like one. So I've put them on a wasp nest. I've put them on a couple of big 100-pound hand lines here. Okay, so it stops it from tangling. And the good thing about it now is I can only unreel what I need to. So that's my 12-volt cable there. I keep that on a big hand reel and it stops it from tangling up and getting damaged as well. So that just sits beautifully in that round clear top bag that I got from King's, cheap as chips too, and I just put my connector in that. Now if you're wondering where that goes, I'm going to actually set this up and give it a go. I want to like testing all my gear, make sure it all works, guys. I've got a cigarette lighter adapter there, and up he goes into there, and it's done the same thing. Have a look at that. The cap, that's brand new. The cap's just fallen off it's done the same thing. So, I know what I'm going to be, look at that. A Logic, if you're watching, that is absolute garbage. That's what my other one did. Anyway, I saw someone say, I've got one too, Buck, just super glue it. I shouldn't have to do that, should you? That is poor. Look at that. Anyway, I'll run a little bit of super glue around there and I'll glue that on. There's a job for this afternoon. So I probably won't test the 12 volt out. I'm glad, and that's why you do this, guys. Test your stuff out, so if they break at home, you can sort it out. You don't want that happening when you're out camping, do you? You know, that's $100. It's not like it's a $5 one from a servo. That's $100 from JB Hi-Fi, and the face cap fell off. So it just tells me I just didn't get a dodgy one. The whole lot of them are like that, which isn't good enough. Anyway, that's my 12 volt setup there in a little round clear top bag. So hopefully that's given you an idea, and a good way to store your cable is on a hand line. Now this is my 240 volt setup where the actual Starlink Mini is in. Now the other problem I had is the 240 volt brick, as they call it. I like to run it off the 240 volt plugs here. That brick, because of its shape, I can't plug that into there. So easily fixed, just get a short extension lead, everyone, and plug the extension lead into there, and then your brick can go into the female side there. So that was easily fixed there, just buying a little cheap extension cord. Now, as I said, comes with a pole mount, which is there, which I've tested out, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to mount this on a pole soon. What have I done with the 240 volt cable? Well, I've put that on a fishing reel as well. So I'm going to make sure this, so I can reel out as much as I need from the brick end. And you're probably thinking, what about the other end, Buck? Well, there it is there, and I can reel that out from the other end. So I can reel it out, that bit that goes into the Starlink, I can reel that out from the bottom, and I've got the other thing. So I've just rolled it on so I can reel it off from both ends. From the brick end, which I won't need a lot of, and I'll reel it out from the other end that plugs into Starlink. I just reel out as much as I want, and the rest of it stays on the reel and isn't getting tripped over, run over, something drops on it and cuts the cable and damages the cable. You do not want that. So what do I do with the actual Starlink Mini? It's in the bottom of the bag here, and this bag, there's Pap's guitar pick, his Motorhead guitar pick. I was wondering where that was. It's in my Starlink. I don't know how I got in there. So there you go. That's the King's bags, guys. Come all vinyl lined so you can wipe them out. Wipe them out with a damp cloth if they get dirty or whatever. I'll just put that under there. That's the large, they call it the King's Plus bags. They're very, very good for the price. They really are. I just wrap my Starlink Mini up in a towel, guys, just to give it some extra protection. Down there it goes, and it already comes with the kickstand, okay? If you want to call it that. Face that south, due south, and honestly, within 2 minutes, I've got comms with this thing. I am going to start this up in a minute. Whether I get comms from the front, because there's a dirty big palm tree in the way where I put the caravan. So you do have to have a clear view of the southern sky. It comes with the kickstand there, okay? Now, if I want to mount that on a pole, and I'll show you in a minute, you need to use the pole mount. Now, there's a little bit of a trick of getting that on. What did I do the other day? Now, there are companies out there, Barbecue Arm and a few others, that have got extendable poles so you can get your Starlink right up in the sky. They're about 300 bucks, guys. Some of them were a bit under, some were a bit over. 300. I don't really need to get it that high in the air. At the end of the day, if I can't mount it at the front of the caravan, I can take this around to the back of the caravan, jump on the rear bar, and I can actually put that on the roof of the caravan at the back. So if I've got obstructions at the front, I do have the choice to just step up on a drawbar. It's a lot safer than the old caravan where I had to climb up and nearly killed myself when I was in Foster Ton Curry getting Starlink down. And I can just reach up and put that up on the rear of the caravan on the roof on a nice flat surface. I can unreel more cable and take it out and put it in a clearing that can give me a view of the southern sky. And I don't need those big extendable masts. I don't want to spend 300 bucks unless I need to. So I went down to Cumic Steel the other day, my local place here in Innisfail, and they had a bit of light aluminium pipe, and this was in the scrap pile, 1.2 meters long. And I thought, you know what? All I want to do is get this thing off the ground so we don't trip over it and no one can reverse over it. And I thought, that's all I need. And I can keep that in the mount. And you'll see this in a minute, where my electric caravan mover goes, the wheel, so I can move my caravan in and out and down the side of the house. I don't take that camping with me, that stays here at home. So as soon as that comes off, I put that in, and that just stays on the front of the caravan, mounted on the front of the caravan. You'll see that there. So a 1.2 metre pipe, I forgot the diameter, but it's the perfect diameter so that my Starlink mount can go on, everyone. And then I just screw that on like that. And I didn't know if this would be tight enough when I screwed it on. What's going on here? Is that going to tighten up? Or have I missed it? I haven't put it down far enough, you idiot, but I'll give you a demo of this in a minute and I'll get it right that time. I didn't have it clicked on far enough and the thing threaded in the whole way. So I did test this at the at Cumic Steel, everyone, and that'll work. There we go. Didn't hold my tongue right the first. So I just screw that up, nip it up nice and firm, and that is on really, really solid. And then my Starlink will mount on that. So the pipe, Starlink, and that goes on the front drawbar, everyone, where my caravan mover normally goes. So there you go, there's the mount. I'll show you how to put that on in a minute. So I've got I've got three options now. I can run it out, put it on the ground, risk of getting run over. I can put it on this, mount it on this pipe on the front of the caravan, or I can use the kickstand and mount that on the roof of the caravan at the back. So wherever I get the best view of the sky. If I'm out in the open, I'll always mount it on this thing, okay, so it can't get damaged, and it's a little bit easier than trying to mount it on the roof of the caravan. All I've got to do is step up and put it up. It is pretty easy. So I'll give you a demo of that. So there's my three ways of mounting the Starlink Mini. I know there's a lot of people out there showing how to mount them in your car and in your sunroof and all that. I don't worry. I don't set this up when I'm driving. I don't care. I concentrate on my driving, everyone, not my internet when I'm driving along. So this just stays in the caravan. I just throw it on under my pillows on the bed, in the bag, nice and safe. And when we stop, set up the caravan, and then when we want internet, you don't need it straight away. We usually set the caravan up, get everything right to go, have a setup beer, and then when we're ready for the internet, if Roz wants to watch Netflix, then I deploy Starlink, okay? Starlink Mini. Really impressed with it. Really, really impressed with it. Tell you what I'm not impressed with, but did you see Elon Musk yesterday do his bloody one of them ones? What a moron. Absolute moron. He's a smart man, but he's a dickhead as far as I'm concerned. I know he's the bloke who owns this company that build these things, but his little shenanigans yesterday, I wasn't impressed with that one, and nor was the rest of the world, just quietly. Anyway, I'm getting on a soapbox now. Let's show you how I set this thing up, eh? Rightio, so when I moved the caravan down the side of the house, hooked the car up, this bracket here, it's a double bracket, that's where the caravan mover goes. Once I've got it hooked up, I don't need the caravan mover anymore until I get home and want to put the caravan down the side of the house. Okay, so I've got that spare there. I use the Boss jockey wheel there, so this is totally spare, and I thought, yeah, I can spend 300 bucks and get one of the big extendable ones. I don't really need that. All I needed was something just to get it off the ground. So what do? I'll undo this one. And the good thing about this stays here when I'm driving, guys. So that's going right. Hang on, Buck. Go the right way. You diddly donk. One there. Put the pipe in. Line him up. Righto, tighten him up. And because I'll be driving with this, everyone, yeah, I could have gone higher, but this was in the scrapyard, cost me 16 bucks, cheap as chips, and it's the perfect size. So I just tighten that up nice and tight, so that is not going anywhere. It can't come down when I'm driving, and that now gives me a pole to mount my Starlink Mini on and get it off the ground so it can't be run over. And that stays there when I'm driving now, everyone. Hook the car up, that comes up, and I take the foot off that. This stays here, so I don't have to set it up when I go camping. It's already there, ready to go. Yeah, it'd be nice to have an extendable one, wouldn't it? But for 300 bucks, I didn't need it. So there you go, that's where I'm gonna mount it, on the front of the caravan. Righto, let's get back and I'll show you how to put the pipe mount on Starlink Mini without damaging it. Right, everyone, hopefully that you've got a good view of that. So we fold that down, okay. And to get it out, we just put our finger under there, don't push it. So we pull up with our index finger, push down with our thumb, and then we pull up and out. There you go, that's how easy it is. To click it in it goes. So don't grab that and rip it up with your finger, you're gonna damage it. A few people out there on the internet have damaged these things, and then you've got to go and try and get a new one from Starlink. Fold your kickstand down, push down with your thumb, up with your index finger, gently, and pull away, up and away, and out that comes. And this is where, now, you line this thing up, and we work out exactly how this thing goes here. Wind that back in. We've got to work out how this goes in here, okay? Righto, so this is the only tricky bit, really. So we'll get rid of our kickstand there. So, and this is the good thing now. I just unwind a bit off the fishing reel here, and I've got to go through the side there. You can't go through the middle. So through the side, bring your cable out, and then we plug the waterproof connector in. There we go. Hold your tongue right. Don't force it. It'll go in nicely by itself. And there's our cable coming out the side there. A lot of people mount this and they don't show you how the cable goes. They just click this in without the cable. So the cable, the only way I've worked out that you can do it, it's got to go in the side of the pipe mount, guys. And to mount it, same thing, we just line it up and click him in. Hold your tongue right. There we go. There we go. Don't force it. It'll go. If it doesn't go in nice and easy, something's not right. You've got one side wire. Don't ever force anything or you'll break it. And what happens now is the way that is mounted, that cable is not pinching inside. It's free. It's plugged in and it's free. It's not pinching. So that's another thing. You don't need your cable. To take it out, just pull up gently and out. And out she comes, okay? So line him up, nice and gentle. Make sure it's in and click him. I hope that came up all right, guys. the GoPro's overheating. It's not as hot as it has been. The GoPro's overheating. So pull up and out gently, and in you go. To clip him in, your cable goes in first, runs out the side. Make sure your sides are down. That side wasn't down. Clip him in. Righto, let's go and attach it to the pipe. Geez, I'm up against it today, guys. That Sony camera just shit itself, and I had to go and get my other Sony camera. Unbelievable. Just doing YouTube and can be frustrating sometimes. So I'll just throw the brick into there. So the Starlink's getting powered now. I like to keep that in there, so if I can. Cord under the caravan so no one trips over, and what I do now is just bring the Starlink, wind out enough cord off the fishing reel so I can reach the pole. Rightio, so is that enough? Yeah, it will be. Put that on there, on the pole mount. Facing south, and I've got a nice big palm tree right in the way. Why wouldn't it be? Screw the pole adapter on. That's not going there. That's nice and firm. Don't overdo it. My cable's not fouled up. Cable behind there. How neat and tight is that now? I just reeled out enough what I needed. Starlink's on the pole, nice and firm. The fishing reel's under the caravan. I've only got enough cable out both ends, just what I need. So there's no cable anywhere, it's not getting twisted up now. No one's tripping over it. No one's running over my Starlink. I'm going to run in now and grab my iPhone and see. It should do. I've got a clear enough view of the sky there, and hopefully when I get back with the iPhone she'll be up and running. Righto, I just literally ran into the bedroom, grabbed my phone and came out. That should be power going to Starlink now. So go to the Starlink app, connecting, offline, no signal received yet. Every time you open it up it wants to do a software update. That's another thing you got to worry about here. Now I have got a palm tree in the way there, so it might affect Starlink picking up, but as I said, if the front of the caravan's got an obstruction, I've got two other options. I can throw it up on the rear of the caravan on the roof by just jumping on the rear drawbar there, or I can, there we go. From the time I set that up, ran in, grabbed my phone, 2 minutes everyone. 2 minutes and I am online. This is an impressive bit of gear, it really is. I'm not just saying that. This is impressive. It seems to lock on to the satellites quicker than my old generation 2 did. You had to wait for it to, you'd sit there for a few minutes sometimes and go, is it going to move? And then it'd go, and it'd find the sea. It was pretty cool how it did it. Just face this thing south. On the app you can tell if you're not quite aligned properly. It'll tell you, oh, you got to move it that way. But if you point it due south, and I kind of know where due south is here, have a compass on your iPhone. As soon as you get out, where's due south? That way. That's where you got to point your Starlink, everyone. I think in America they point it due north, but down here in Australia we're upside down, so we point it south. Righto, let's go into YouTube. Who comes up first? Trumpy! Trumpy's first off the bat. What is Stargate? Hello everybody.
Thank you.
He's getting up him already, isn't he? I love him. He's a diddly donk, but I love him. He's good. Righto, let's go to something else here. Ukraine strikes Russian missile facility.
All right, good evening, folks. It's
The Enforcer,
Matt, and welcome back to another
The
show
Enforcers.
video. And today we have very big news.
Who I don't watch anymore. They dissed out on a veteran over there. Look at this goose. What a moron. He's the bloke who owns Starlink, everyone. He's doing that shit. What a bloody goose. I'm right into these animal things at the moment, like what signs your dog's saying, if they look sad and all that. Geez, it's interesting. Really is.
Have you ever wondered if your dog has been quietly judging you, plotting their escape?
That is instantaneous. So I've got a few branches of that palm tree in the way, and my internet is instantaneous. Absolutely instant.
What is the average life expectancy of a Russian soldier sent to Ukraine?
It's just, here we go, old potato head.
Peter Dutton, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
Just instantaneous.
You called for a national cabinet in November.
That's as quick as my NBN, National Broadband Network, which I've got for the home computers and that inside. It works well, don't get me wrong. The NBN, this Starlink Mini is as quick, if not quicker, than the NBN. It is an impressive bit of kit. So anyway, there you go. I was hoping to do the 12 volt thing. I've got to go and get some super glue and glue that bloody, that thing up now. That's pretty poor anyway, but I've got the capability to run it off 12 volt, off my cigarette adapter there when I fix that plug, or off 240. If you're plugged into 240, and those fishing reels work really well. Let me know what you reckon in the comments section. So it's all on the fishing reel now. It's not over like lying under and getting tangled up, and it takes you another 10 minutes to untangle it to set it up. That is just so quick and easy. Wind out a metre off one end to plug the brick end, and then wind a couple of metres out off the other end to put it on the pipe. I'll go and give you another quick look. Hope you got some ideas out of this. I only thought about this the other day when I was trying to untangle it, and I was getting the shits with it, and I was like bloody fishing line, and I went, fishing line, I wonder if it'd work on a hand reel. I came home to the shed, couple of spare hand reels sitting around in the shed. I put it on, the 12 volt on one and the 240 volt cable on the other, and it works a bloody treat. It really does. Let's have another look. I've got a spare one of these. I could get that tack welded onto, if I wanted to, tack welded onto the rear drawbar here and have the pipe on the back too, but it's just as easy for me to jump up here, and I'm tall enough to reach up and just put it on the kickstand and put it on the roof of the caravan. So if I got an obstruction at the front of the van, I can put it at the back, or I can run the cable out, as much cable as I need off the fishing reel, and run it out into a nice clear area if you're in a campground, excuse me. So there you go there. 240 volt cable. I could even get a shorter extension cable, I guess. Should just get a little 2 metre, that's a 3 metre. I'll just sit the brick up there so no one trips over it, and if it's raining, I can always put it up out of the way in the window, or up on the tyre of the caravan under the awning so it doesn't get any rain. It's just there for now. There's the reel, everyone, so I can reel the cable out from both ends. The brick end comes out once, and then this one, look at this, up there, it's out of the way, and Starlink's now mounted on the pipe, which goes in where my caravan mover wheel goes when I come back to things. So that pipe stays in there now. I don't have to worry. I just keep it in there, and to take Starlink off now, I just unscrew the thumb screw, pack it away. So there it is there. So that's what I was contending with. I've got a palm tree and some bushes and that there, but it's still got enough view of the sky. Sorry, that'll be really bright. But how about that? There's my Starlink Mini on a pipe. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a nice extendable one. If that extended and you do have an obstruction, you can get it up higher. I don't know, maybe down the track I'll get an extended one. But for 300 bucks, hey, for now, that's all I need. But the main thing is, the cord's out of the way, no one's going to trip over it, it's not getting tangled up, it's on a fishing reel, not getting tangled, it's protected. I reckon that's a pretty good setup, just quietly, and no one can run over it. So there you go. It wouldn't be a Buckaroony clip if the Stuka dive bomber didn't turn up. He turns up every time I do a clip, that bloke. I think that's a skydiving plane down at Mission Beach. He said, Buck's filming, I'm going to go out and give him the shits. Let's quickly go in again, make sure I'm still on, go into Facebook this time, and straight in. Instantaneous almost. This Starlink Mini, it's a good bit of kit. My only other gripe with it really is it went from, I'm on the unlimited, I know you can get a 50 gigabyte deal. I don't know how long that lasts. Let me know. But I've heard if we go camping and Ros likes to watch Netflix and watch a movie and that at night in the caravan, which is what it's about, I guess, you know, like these days we all still like to have our creature comforts at home. That's why we've gone to a caravan. And you know, if you get some unpleasant weather now, like we did down in Victoria a couple of years ago, and you're stuck in the caravan nearly all day, you know, it's good to be able to hook Netflix up. The other thing too, people have asked what it's like in the rain. It was torrential here the other day, everyone. Torrential. Yes, it cut in and out a little bit. I was running the home computer off it. I had Starlink sitting out here in the backyard, and I was running the home computer off it. And in light rain and medium rain, not a problem. Torrential, yes, there was some obstruction, but it was still pretty good, I must admit. We used to have the old Ozstar dish for watching sport and that on the roof. As soon as it started drizzling, we just lost television. It was useless. These Starlinks are pretty good in the rain. If anyone's wondering about that, I live in the wettest part of Australia, guys, and I've had it out in some pretty heavy rain, and it still works pretty well in the rain, let me tell you. So don't let that put you off. Unlike some other old satellite systems and that used to be really affected by the rain. What was I saying? It was 174, the 50 gigabyte, I don't know how much that was. I just get the unlimited, and the good thing about the unlimited one, you can turn it on and off as you want. I only returned it on just recently. We went on a camping trip a couple of weeks ago, and I knew I was going to be doing this clip. So once this month's over, I'll cease it again, and we don't have to restart Starlink up again until camping season, when it cools down a bit and we go camping, and then I'll run it all through winter. $174 a month has gone up to $195 unlimited now, if you're wondering. $195 a month. It's up there, isn't it? It's pretty exy. That's why Diddly Donk Musk is a bloody billionaire and we're paupers. But anyway, it's a good product. $195 a month. You don't have to pay that every month, okay? I know if you want one for home, there is a cheaper home rate. I think it used to be about $134 a month. But that wasn't the roaming one. You can't take that one with you. If you want the one that you can take with you on holidays all around Australia, unlimited, doesn't matter. So many people can hook into it, $195. And let me tell you, other people have been asking what the built-in Wi-Fi, the range of it is. It is impressive, everyone. I reckon she'd be good for 50 metres. I've been right out the back paddock there, and it had to go through the shed, and I was still getting comms on my iPhone. So the Wi-Fi range of that is very, very good. It really is. Don't ask me down to the metre, but if you've got a clear line of view, I reckon you'd be good for, it says about 30, it'll do more than 30 metres. I know that for a fact. Anyway, there you go. Let me know on my new hacks, my new Starlink Mini hacks. The fishing lines, I reckon they work really well. My pipe that I just leave on the front of the caravan now so I can mount it up there. I've got minimal cable out, no damage to the cable now, no tangles, no twists. That was doing my head in, it really was. I think I fixed the problem. Anyway, be good, thanks for watching, take care. Hope you're well wherever you are watching, in Australia or overseas, and stay positive. Catch you again next time, eh? Bye.